every single reason that a business usually fails at starting a business, maintaining a business, scaling a business. I found all those problems and I found AI solutions to bridge the gap to those problems so that if you want to start a business, you have the tools, you have the technology.
Welcome to Unstoppable Podcast with Harry Sardinas, inspiring conversations with influential millionaires, investors, thought leaders, entrepreneurs who are making a massive difference with their innovative products and services, and sharing the challenges and wisdom of how they sold their first million.
How would you like to make your first million? And today we have an entrepreneur from North Carolina. Her name is Ashley. Ashley, can you please introduce yourself? Yay!
Hi, everyone. My name's Ashley. Yes, I am from North Carolina. I am an entrepreneur first and foremost. I'm also a business owner, a mom, a generative AI strategist. I wear many hats, and I am so excited to be here today with you.
Oh, thank you so much. Okay, let's go again to the first question. How come if you're a mom, right, which is you have a big responsibility with your kids, how come you decide to become an entrepreneur, which is a very risky thing to do?
I love that question. It is risky. I think the only thing riskier than taking a leap and trying to become an entrepreneur is the fear of missing out, of not ever taking that leap. So for me, really, thank you. For me, really, what changed my perspective was when I had my son back in 2021, the company I worked for at the time didn't offer maternity leave. And so I actually had to go back to work 2 weeks after having him. And I know this is a very common story because I have started talking about it more. And so I get a lot of women, pouring out similar stories to me. And, after that experience, I really just had this light bulb moment and I thought, I'm never, ever going to let a company determine and dictate how much time I get to spend or not spend with my son ever again.
Wow, that's fantastic. But then you decided to jump into the entrepreneurial world, right? As a mom. So how you decided which business do you want to be in? Do you have anyone that help you? Do you have an entrepreneur in your family? Any friend? Do you read the book? So how you started?
So how I started was really just it's mind over matter. I think a lot of the times, our mentality and our fear prevents us from taking chances. So to answer your question, I just decided I was going to start. So I didn't, quit my job in 2021 and immediately start, right? I went on to work for an enterprise. But from that day that I decided intentionally, okay, I need to start working towards being, a self-run entrepreneur and having my own business. I started kind of forming an audit of who do I have in my life right now that has businesses and has been an entrepreneur or currently is an entrepreneur. I started forming like a matrix, if you will, a mind map. And I said, okay, so here's my roster. Here's my network of people. Here's who I can go to for advice and guidance. Here's what I'm good at. Here's what I have an interest in. And I just decided to start. And then, I've got lots of entrepreneurs in my life. I would probably have to say my mom first and foremost. So she's a single mom of 4 kids for the longest time. So she's really scrappy, and just being able to see her work ethic when I was younger. And, she really instilled in me that, yes, you can do anything that you want, but you have to work for it. And so there was never this gap in my mind of, I'm going to snap my fingers and, success
So
is
your
going to
mom
come
was
to me.
also an entrepreneur?
Yes.
Wow, what
Yes.
business she has?
So she got her nursing degree, and now
wow.
her and her husband travel in an RV, and they've got, little businesses that they do on the road so that they can keep that lifestyle. And it's really cool. So she went
Wow, super
from
cool.
being a nurse to managing a nurse to owning her own business. So the evolution of that you can really see trifold.
Wow, with 4 kids, you see, you have it in your genes, yes? The moment have a
Yes.
strong inspiration. So
Yes.
let's dig a little bit because Ashley, right? You have a spot, a niche in the business that you are in now, which in my opinion, I think is really, really good. I think that you have done in a perfect way. A lot of people when they start the business, right? They start, oh, I'm gonna make this fantastic product. I'm gonna put all my effort and my energy in this fantastic product, and after let me see if I can sell it, right? But what you have done is amazing, right? Because you make like a mind map where or when you spot all your network and all the people that you know, but also you find a niche that it have a huge market and everybody's interested in it. And from that space, it's very easy to create a product. I think that when it comes to AI, I think that the people that will have guaranteed jobs in the future is going to be the people that there are what I call it AI facilitators or AI moderators. Those individuals that know all these productivity tools, right? And they can be like an orchestra director where they have all these productivity tools that they know exactly how they work. And if you know deeply all these solutions, you can get over 70-80% of your business really fast because you can get better job and faster. And whoever doesn't believe me, I don't know if you remember how much time used to be to write a letter, right? For any problem you have, and now you go to ChatGPT and say, "Can you please write a letter for me to this person saying that blah X, Y, and Z, blah blah blah," and wow, it's done in less than 15 seconds, which is amazing, right? For me, I remember those letters used to take a lot of time to write and to check the spelling and everything. So if you can translate this level of productivity just by writing a letter to all the areas of your business, you know what we're talking about. So what makes you think, or how do you choose this AI thing that it's been there for a long time, but people actually start to understand what can do for them now? So how you choose this? A friend told you did the research, you like it. What happened?
So it was really serendipitous, actually. It was back in 2020. I knew, I was gonna have a child soon, and I needed to be more efficient with my time. So I didn't want to work a 40-hour work week. I wanted to work a 15-hour work week. So I remember
Wow.
coming across a tool called Jarvis back then. Now it's Jasper AI, but back then it was called Jarvis. And it was a generative AI tool. It still is today. It's great. And I just started using it. I was like, you know what? I don't know if this is going to work, but I'm willing to try because I have a pain point. My pain point is I don't want to work 40 hours a week. I can still be efficient and scrappy and get that work done, but I want to slim down the time. So it was a mix of just being curious and leaning into that curiosity and then having a specific pain point that I wanted to solve and saying, okay, here's what I know about this tool. From what I can see in the research I've done, it could solve this problem for me. And then just trying it. So I always say, and I give this feedback to anyone that's trying out AI as well, start small, experiment mindfully, and iterate constantly, and just lean into that curiosity. That's really what began this whole entire venture into generative AI. And back then, it was a different climate than it is now. So you didn't really want to talk about using AI if you were,
Yeah,
because
yeah,
people had
yeah.
no concept of prompt
Yeah, yeah, yeah,
engineering.
yeah, yeah.
And
I
so a lot of
understand
times when,
100%.
yeah,
They
so when
call
we
it
were
something
talking
else,
about it,
productivity tools. You won't call that AI. People didn't even knew what that was. However, but it's, let's face it, right? Most of entrepreneurs out there, the way that they have built the business is to try to find this problem for themselves, pain point that they have. In your case, you're a mom, so time is very important for you because you need to spend as much time as possible with your children. So now you need to find solutions for you that they're more efficient, that get the job done in a short period of time. And there you go, because you're using this solution for yourself and it's working. Now you are able to offer this solution to other people, and you can build a very decent business out of this. Because imagine if this is what it means for you as a mom, and it's saving you a lot of time. Now imagine what these tools can do for a company, can do for a corporation, can do for you're talking that they can save millions dollars, right?
and
So
that's exactly what I did. Yes.
fantastic. So how many? Tell us a little bit more about your business. So now you become, can I say that you are like the what we call it this conductor of orchestra conductor of different AI tools that can save you time and can get the job efficiently. That this is a good way to describe what you do.
think so. I think, in order to kind of paint the path from being curious and leaning into that curiosity and experimenting in 2020 with AI, I should really kind of take a step back momentarily before talking about my business and say, I went from experimenting with it to telling everyone, hey, here's what I'm doing. I was able to condense my work week down. I'm using AI to reprioritize my email. So when I wake up in the morning, I already know what priority based on the urgency I need to respond to people. And from there, as soon as I started telling everyone what I was doing, the enterprise that I worked for in 2022, pre-ChatGPT days, they were like, hey, this would be really great if we tried, A/B testing some of this in our marketing org. And their marketing org was a little bit over 100 people. So within 3 months, I implemented 8 LLMs and we had 25 use cases and they were all really impressive. But ultimately, what the biggest number of success and metric in my mind was, after 3 months of implementing these LLMs, we overachieved our pipeline target of 90 million and hit 115 million, just to give you an idea of the impact that ruling AI out in an organization had. And that is when I was like, whoa, this is wild. Like this is going to change lives. But even though it was really nice to do this in an enterprise, I was like, the people that this would really benefit from the most would be entrepreneurs and small business owners. And they'll be quicker to adapt AI because they're, one-person teams and smaller and scrappier than enterprises. So the innovation, in my opinion, for AI was really with the entrepreneurs and small business owners. And that was when I said, okay, the biggest barriers for AI education are accessibility and affordability. So in order to democratize AI access, I just went and created my own community and I charge $20 a month and you come into the community and there's 3 events a week. And then I also have an aspect of it that I think is really unique where I bring in an AI founder every week. So then the community gets to ask these AI founders, what are you doing with my data? What are the perks? What are the privacies? How are you mitigating bias? And then the AI founder answers all these questions and they give everyone in the community free access to their tools for a week. So talk about innovating and staying on top of innovation, right? You get 3 tutorials a week and you get to meet AI founders and test new tools every week. So I'm really setting people up for success by not just teaching them the basics and just giving them the information, right? The good and the bad, and empowering them to do with it what they want. But I'm also setting them up for not just AI today, but AI in the future. And so from there, I was like, okay, I'm going to keep the community. This is going to be one aspect of my business. But I built this business using AI in 10 days. And so for me, I was like, this is a blueprint. And so I created a course and it's just called How to Build a Business Using AI in 10 Days. And the course is 10 days long and it's on Maven. And you take it, and essentially how I created this course was right off of the blueprint that I myself used to build this business in 10 days. And I took every single reason that a business usually fails at starting a business, maintaining a business, scaling a business. I found all those problems, and I found AI solutions to bridge the gap to those problems so that if you want to start a business, you have the tools, you have the technology. And we always have had technology, right? But now you know what problems you're using to solve the AI tools with. And I think it's just mind-blowing and amazing, and I'm really excited about it.
Follow us for more interviews with world's most influential, audacious entrepreneurs that overcame challenges and adversity, providing you with the blueprint of how they sold their first million so you can grow your business exponentially.